So I've just challenged Jake to open his fingers up and out.
All right, you ready?
And see if he can do it.
You ready?
Until I count to 10. Hold until I count to 10. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, it gets worse every time. I can't.
Carl!
Same exact spot over and over and over.
He got the same finger
Well,
all
I
3
bet you he gets
times.
this finger. Watch out everything. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, that's your long finger. He wants the long finger.
Oh, he got me good that time.
So a very kind person sent us some ostrich food. But here's the problem. Carl doesn't eat the ostrich food. He only wants to pick the corn out. I mixed some whole corn with it. And the ostrich pellets, which are the little brown things right there, Carl's not eating them. He eats around them. He likes the corn. And he will not eat the pellets. I don't know why. So at first, I just thought it was because he did not want to eat them out of the red container here on the fence. So what I did was I poured some pellets on the ground over here, and Carl wanted nothing to do with them. The little goats like them. Sissy's enjoying some right now. And so I thought, okay, so that's weird. So I added a little bit of corn to the mix, and Carl is literally picking all of the corn out from around the pellets. It's okay, Carl. No one's going to judge you. It's just, I don't know how much that stuff cost. And so I appreciate you guys thinking about Carl and trying to do what's best for him and his dietary needs. But as of now, it seems like he just kind of prefers the basics. He likes the grains that we feed the goats, and he loves this corn. Carl.
All right, Carl, I'm going to touch your neck. I'm going to touch your neck. All right.
There you go. He needs to learn. If he's gonna touch us, we're gonna touch him back. There you go. Good, Jake. Good, Jake. And there goes the hiss. Carl, we're gonna touch your neck, Carl. We love you.
I'm not worried about his mouth, but his feet can't get.
Well, his feet can't. Oh, well, he sure
almost did.
Well, you don't ever challenge him, Jake, because there you see.
We have to be even on even playing fields here.
I mean, you can see for yourself, he's slowly picking all of the kernels of corn out of the pellets. Don't look at me like that, Carl. Why are you making that face? Okay, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you, Carl. You have to learn that about us. We're learning as we go, Carl. Wow, he's gotten alert all of a sudden. What's he looking at? What's wrong? I don't know if he smelled something or if he heard something, but he has gotten very alert all of a sudden. There's no one at the church. All of the other babies are in the back. I closed the fence so that Carl could eat in peace and not have to be bothered by anybody. Only the little goats are here, and they're not bothering him at all. But the other babies, if I were to let them in this pasture, they would actually walk up. Even though they couldn't reach here, they would jump up on the fence. And Carl he can't eat in peace. So we're adjusting to everything. His wings are happy. Whenever he flops his wings up and down like that, he's happy. I've learned that about him. And I'm going to try to show y'all something. He's letting me touch his neck. Now, he's not giving me hugs and wrapping his neck around me and putting his head on my shoulder the way a lot of y'all would like him to do. But we are making baby steps. Today has been exactly 2 weeks since I brought him home. I'll tell y'all something else that I'm learning too. Carl, I don't know the right way to put this, but Carl doesn't like change. And so today I've worn this hat out, and I don't wear this hat very often. I normally wear one of my I'm a Survivor hats. And today Carl is a little bit less, he's more reluctant to come close to me because, you know what, I'm going to take the hat off. I'm taking the hat off. Is that okay? I think it's the hat. Okay, see his little happy hands? Carl has happy hands. Those little flappy wings are happy. I'm enjoying watching him eat. To know that he's a 300-pound bird, yet I don't think he's eating enough to sustain 300 pounds. Now, I mean, he walks around eating all day, but I just don't think he's eating enough. I mean, I can't see what he's eating here on the ground, on the grass. So of course we do the morning feed, the afternoon feed. But, oh, the dogs are barking at something. So that's maybe what gotten Carl's attention. Can I touch your neck? I just want to touch your neck. I want you to see my hand. Okay, so it's just my hand. All right, that's just my hand. I want everyone to see that I'm touching your neck now. Come here. I'm not a threat. I'm trying to touch your neck. Well, I know y'all don't believe this, but he really does let me touch his neck. I want you to see how smart Carl is. There goes Stephanie and Buddy, my sister-in-law, and they're walking laps. They walk every afternoon. Carl, I think that he could smell them from a long ways off. No offense, guys, no offense, obviously, but he knew there was something different around, and that's why he gotten so alert. Now, you know that the property, we have a lane that goes around Mom and Dad's house all around the back, and I believe that Carl could sense that there was someone coming, and that's why he's been so alert. I love that, Carl. I love you. So looky here, he's gotten almost all the corn out of there, and all of the ostrich pellets are still there. Carl, are you okay? He is just so very concerned. He wants nothing bad to happen to Daddy, and he's protecting me. So protective. I want to try one more time to touch your neck, can I? I don't want to do it while you're at attention. So I'm going to wait till you relax. Can I love on you? Can I touch you? Oh, Carl. No one's going to believe me. No one's going to believe me, Carl, until they can see it with their own eyes. Oh, my goodness. Look at that. They're all so jealous that Carl's getting one-on-one. The reason Ernie's over here is because when I opened the gate and called all the babies out, Ernie was up here in the front by the pond. And he was in no hurry to come eat. And so he was taking his sweet time. And so I put the feed out, and Ernie was just kind of gradually walking up. And so at that point, I went ahead and closed the gate. Closed Ernie in here with Carl. Now, the babies, guys, you can't keep them in or out. They crawl through every fence. So they just kind of go where they want to go, when they want to go. So it looks like Chip has gotten a little bit too big. You watch him over there now, the little white goat by the gate. He's trying to get in here, and he just can't quite make it. He's gotten himself too big, and he can't quite get in. Of course, Pebbles can't. But these other three are still small enough to crawl right through. Hey, guys, whoever, to the kind person who sent the ostrich pellets, trust me, they're not going to waste. I don't know what ingredients are in there, what they're made up of, but I will say this. Ernie likes them. The baby goats like them. So they are not going to waste. And maybe at some point, once Carl begins to realize that he's going without certain nutrients that he needs, and those nutrients are actually in those pellets, maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he'll change his mind. A lot of folks said, Lester, you should reach out to the guys you got him from and see what he ate. Guys, I've already done that. I did all of that when I picked him up the first day. And they fed Carl the same thing they fed their chickens. I'm certain that I mentioned that in the video, probably a couple of times. But if you only watch a snippet of the video, and then you stop watching to go make a comment or ask a question or to put a concern, you're missing out on a whole lot of the video. And so for me to have mentioned that so many times, that he eats what chickens eat, he eats what the ducks eat, he's a bird, guys. He's a big bird. And yes, he can, I mean, I'm sure for all of you who've Googled, you saw that they do eat other things as well. And I'm sure they have to, for that size, they have to include a little bit more protein in their diets. And so we have experimented and played around with all kinds of things. But just because we experiment with different foods, vegetables and fruits and whatnot, doesn't mean we're not giving him other things that he does eat. And yes, he does eat the little mealworms that you guys send. He pecks on those as I throw them around the ground, just like all the ducks and geese do. He walks right along with them and pecks them off the ground. So he's getting his protein. But I don't want to get on that soapbox again. Anyway, thank you so much for the pellets here. But as you can see, Carl has pretty much just kind of picked out most of the corn. I'll try to put a little more on top so you can get to it a little bit easier. There we go. All right, Carl. He is still on alert. I think having Stephanie and Buddy walking around the lane there has really got him on high alert. Let me just walk over and show y'all how pretty the Texas flag area come out. That was today's project. I've been trying to do one project a day, and I had to bring rock and going to repaint the Texas flag at some point. All right, now don't judge. I still need to spread the rock a little bit better, but we're going to repaint the Texas flag, and I'm considering painting all of the furniture here, the wrought iron furniture, along with the swing there. But I really like this area. It's a really nice area. And I mean, hey, look at this. This is what I like the most about it. From this vantage point right here, I can sit, and without having to turn all the way around, I can spin and see all of these pastures. I can see the front pond. I can see all around the side yard over here. And at this time of day, it's about 7:30 or so in the afternoon. The sun's already gone down back behind the house. And so, yeah, this makes a really nice setting place. And I spent a lot of time here, and I feel bad that it had gotten so run down. But that's what I do. I don't know if you guys are like me, but that's what I do. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. And seriously, how many of you guys are like me? In the early spring, when the weather's nice and cool, the days are getting a little bit longer, you find yourselves going out and doing projects around the yard. I mean, be it planting a garden or, you know, working in your gardens or your flower beds or whatever you do, you find yourself consuming a lot of your time, you know, maintaining your yard and stuff like that. And we do that in certain temperatures. Man, I can work. I look forward to projects. But then the summertime hits, the humidity. And all of a sudden, Lester finds himself spending a lot less time doing projects. Now, there's some things that you cannot ignore. You still have to feed the babies. You still have to do, you know, your chores, certain daily chores. But as far as just spending time doing projects, nope, not gonna happen. But yeah, this over here is something I've been wanting to work on for a while, and I think it looks really pretty. After I paint that or repaint that Texas flag, it's gonna be really, really nice. And trimmed some limbs out of these trees. They were starting to hang so low. I trimmed some of these over here as well. And you can, of course, you can see the big pile up I have in the little pasture over here. The goats have been eating on these things like crazy. And if you don't know this already, pine straw like this is a natural dewormer for a lot of your bigs and littles. The goats and cows and horses and stuff will come over here and just devour this stuff. And it acts as a natural dewormer. And that's not why I set it over here. I'm going to obviously let them eat a few of these limbs, and I'll pile them up there in my burn pile, and I'll light them up one day. But once they dry up. But for now, all of our goats have got a natural dewormer. And it didn't cost me a penny. Just a little blood, sweat, and tears from trimming up some of these lower hanging branches. Anywho. All right, I guess that's all I got for y'all. Carl's eating again, or at least he's picking the corn out. And we are living and learning, guys. We are living and learning. There's a lot of things I've learned about Carl in the last 2 weeks, and which is going to make me a whole lot more rounded individual when it comes to just animals in general. I've learned to read them pretty good. I've learned to read them. And I'll tell you what I do. I'd rather read my animals than read about what someone else does with their animals. And so, That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, I really could write or make an hour-long video of just all the things I've learned about Carl. And that's only been in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I have seen, well, I mean, you guys who've watched the videos, you have seen Carl do some really neat things. And like I said, today, 2 weeks, I'm finally able to put my hands on his neck. Obviously, I wanted to show you that, and maybe I'll try one last time as I walk up. Carl, I'm gonna take my hat off. He doesn't like this hat. Nothing against Tractor Supply, okay? No offense, Tractor Supply. But I think he's gotten used to the gray hat that I was wearing. And my I'm a Survivor hat, he's gotten used to that. And so today, wearing this other hat out, someone else, look at his wings. Okay, so those are his happy hands, okay? Those are happy hands. When his wings bounce and play like that, those are happy. Now, if he was to puff up and hiss the way the geese do, and yes, I have heard that, that means he's not very happy. I always walk up the way you might to a strange dog, and I put my fist out so he can smell. Of course, Carl doesn't smell, he bites. But he doesn't bite hard. He thinks I'm about to offer him something. And once he realizes that there's nothing here to eat besides just my knuckles, then I think I can open my fingers up and show him that I don't have anything, but I slowly put my hand out towards him. And usually, and I just did it. You saw me touch his neck. Thank you, Carl. No one believed me that I could touch you. No one believes I can touch Carl's neck. I'm rubbing his feathers, and he's so soft, everybody. Look at this. Y'all never thought I could do that, did you? And there I'm rubbing his neck. I'm not going to overdo it, okay? I'm not going to overdo it. Carl, I love you. And I'm sorry that I am no ostrich expert. But I'll tell you what, I really am enjoying learning, okay? I am enjoying this learning process with you.